Heidi ho, come on in. Hope you guys are doing well today. It's Wednesday. If you're watching live, it's Wednesday. If you're watching recording, I have no clue what day it is. So we're going to talk about the urinary system today, and I'm going to give it just a second for people to get the notification if they wish to get on live to comment and ask questions. All right, let's talk about the urinary system. So I have a graphic pulled up that shows the different components of the urinary system, which are the kidneys, the ureters, the bladder, and the urethra. Pretty simple, right? But your urinary system actually does quite a bit. So I'm going to show you and tell you a little bit about what the urinary system does just on a basic level, very surface level information that we're working with on our systems. So there's your urinary system. You have the bladders on the left and right side. Sorry, the kidneys on the left and right side. Your ureters on the left and right, coming from the kidneys. And your bladder down here, and then your urethra. Very simple, right? The urinary system consists of those structures: kidneys, ureters, bladder, and urethra. The kidneys filter your blood, so blood actually comes into the kidneys. Did you know that your blood goes through your kidneys? And your kidneys remove waste products to be urinated out, to be removed from the body. The urinary system is your body's plumbing system, in other words. Besides filtering out the waste products, the urinary system also maintains the balance of water in the body and ions in the body. Also maintains pH balance and assists in blood pressure balance, calcium balance, and red blood cell balance. So did you know that the kidneys did all that? Filters the blood, takes out all the nitrogenous waste out of the blood, and filters it into the bladder to be excreted from the body. So there's some things that that we do that can harm the kidneys and the entire urinary tract and can actually lead to kidney disease and dysfunction down the road. Some very simple things that you can avoid that can improve urinary health are, number one, sodas. So if you drink sodas, just 2 sodas a day can cause proteinuria, which is just an excessive amount of protein in the urine, which is not good. If you've ever heard of people having protein in their urine, that is bad news, can damage the kidneys. So just 2 sodas a day even can, and there's multiple studies that show that in some people, as few as 2 sodas a day can cause increased protein in the urine. This is actually a risk factor for end-stage kidney disease. Most sodas also contain phosphorus. Some don't, but most do. Phosphoric acid, to be exact, which contributes to greater kidney stone formation. So this is one of the things that contribute to the formation of kidney stones. Even the sodas that do not contain phosphoric acid do contain a form of fructose, whether that is fructose in and of itself, just by itself, whether it is a glucose-fructose combination, or whether it's high fructose corn syrup. So pretty much all sodas contain some form of fructose of your regular sodas. We're not talking about diet yet, we're talking about regular sodas. Pretty much every soda contains some form of fructose or some amount of fructose. This is a form of sugar that can increase kidney stone formation as well. So even if that soda does not contain phosphoric acid, it will contain some type of fructose and can contribute to kidney stone formation and damage the kidney cells. So diet sodas. So now we'll talk about diet sodas. So they don't contain fructose. What makes them diet is that there is another form of sweetener in that drink to give it the flavor that you're addicted to. And it's not a form of fructose. It's going to be an artificial sweetener. It's going to be aspartame. It's going to be something other, or some synthetic sweetener, right? That's going to be in your diet drinks. So you think that you're doing yourself a service and you're doing better health-wise to drink the diet sodas. I can assure you that you are not, when you drink a diet soda, doing yourself any health favors over regular sodas. Artificial sweeteners are toxic to your body in many ways. Many ways. Don't even take my word for it, there are literally hundreds and hundreds of studies on artificial sweeteners. All you gotta do is Google it. You don't even have to use Google Scholar. You can use regular old Dr. Google, where everybody gets their health information from, if you want to find some information on artificial sweeteners and the things that they can do. And then if you don't want to be directed to just sensationalized articles and blogs, go to Google Scholar, go to PubMed, go to PubChem, and look up aspartame. Look up these different synthetic sweeteners and find information on them. They are highly toxic to the body. That's an entirely different subject. We won't get me on that too deep. Researchers have found that over time, women who drink 2 or more diet sodas a day, diet sodas. So if you're drinking your diet Dr. Peppers, researchers have found that women who drink 2 or more diet sodas a day showed a significant decline in their kidneys' ability to filter waste from the blood. Okay? The exact mechanism is not known. There are many things that we can correlate and link and find that this population of people that does X, Y, and Z have higher risks and higher incidences of different conditions and disorders and diseases, but they can't figure out the exact mechanism. So this exact mechanism is not understood, but women who drink 2 or more do show a decrease in the kidney's ability to filter waste from the bloodstream. You don't have to know how it's harming you to know that it's harming you. You do know that the body is 60% water, and we were not made to drink Dr. Pepper and Diet Coke and Mountain Dew and Red Bull and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You do know that those things are not natural and they are not nutritious. They are giving you zero fuel for your cells and for your body. So if it's not something that you should be having, you should try not to have it. If it's not something that's contributing to your health, even if you're not sure it's contributing to a disorder or disease or dysfunction, you should avoid it if at all possible, which it's possible. So you should avoid it. Over-the-counter and prescription pain medications can also damage and reduce blood flow to the kidneys. NSAIDs are the worst, right? That's your non-steroid anti-inflammatory drugs. Your ibuprofen that people pop like crazy for joint pain, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. NSAIDs are the worst, but all over-the-counter prescription and over-the-counter and prescription pain meds can contribute to decreased kidney function and decrease in blood flow in the kidneys. Smoking. Do we really need to talk about smoking? Smoking affects your health negatively in lots of ways. We know the effects on the heart and the lungs, but people who smoke are more likely to have protein in their urine, a sign of kidney damage. So again, for some reason, we see an increase in the protein levels in the urine of people who smoke over people who do not smoke. And we do know that protein in the urine increases your risk factor for kidney disease and is actually a marker for end-stage kidney disease. So smoking is obviously no. Sugar. Like, you guys need me to have another reason to hate on sugar, right? So we know that excess sugar can lead to obesity, diabetes, among other things, but these conditions are risk factors for kidney disease as well. So in other words, having this condition, XYZ, increases your risk factor for kidney disease down the road. So sugar, increased sugar, excessive sugar intake, eating lots of processed foods, adding sugar to things, sodas, that kind of thing. So sugar, it's best to avoid it as much as possible. Too much sodium, again, so if we're avoiding processed foods, if you're going to avoid processed foods as much as possible, then you're going to be avoiding sugar largely, and you're going to be, or excess sugar, and you're going to be avoiding excess sodium as well. If you will turn your packages over and look at the nutrition labels and look at the amounts of sodium and sugar in those products, you will see what I'm talking about. If you'll avoid boxes, bags, and cans as much as possible, you will be doing a great service to your health. Too much sodium can increase blood pressure levels, which over time can damage your kidneys. So we talked about maintaining blood pressure. The kidneys assist the body in maintaining healthy blood pressure. If you are having too much sodium, it can increase your blood pressure. This puts additional strain on your kidneys. That's one of the kidneys' jobs, is to help balance blood pressure. So too much sodium, increased blood pressure, increased strain on the kidneys. Over time, kidney damage, possible kidney disease. Do you see how that works? You see how everything kind of works together and affects each other? So again, cut back on the processed foods. Better yet, eliminate them to significantly drop your risk factors for all chronic conditions, including kidney disease. All right, natural support. So what can you do to help your kidneys? To help your kidneys and support normal function, you can stay well hydrated. Not overhydrated. People get crazy with their water challenges and their markers on their gallon jugs of water, trying to drink 9,000 ounces of water a day. That's not necessary, okay? Stay well hydrated, but not overhydrated. A good rule of thumb, and for a healthy weight person, this number is usually very close. You can do one of two things. You can take your weight and divide it in half and drink that many ounces in water a day, or in general, 6 to 8 8-ounce glasses of water a day for a generally healthy person. If you are extremely active, you want to drink more water. If you're extremely active, you're probably extremely in tune with your body. You know when you need to drink water. You can easily see early signs of possible dehydration or just needing a little extra water if you're in tune with your body and you're fairly healthy. Eat real food. If God didn't make it, if you can't pick it or chase it down and kill it or catch it, it's not real food. That's it. I mean, if you're not harvesting it one way or the other, it's not real food. Now, I'm not saying that I never eat anything processed and I never eat anything with ingredients. Your ingredients should be your food, right? So real food is ingredients. You should be eating as much real food as possible and avoiding as much processed food as you can. You can decrease your phosphorus intake by avoiding processed foods and sugary foods. You can decrease dairy, beans, and nuts to decrease your phosphoric acid content in the body. You can decrease salt and sugar by avoiding the processed. You can decrease your intake of processed meats, caffeine, alcohol, and too much protein, okay? Honestly, what we're saying here, balance. You're looking for balance, okay? These crazy diets where you only eat meat or you only eat fat or you only eat this or you only eat that. If you will eat mostly fruits and vegetables, you're getting real food. We're talking about macronutrients. You're going to get a wide variety of vitamins, minerals, and macronutrients. Eat some lean protein, not too much. Or if you avoid meat, that's fine. People are different with diets. There is no one diet that works for every person. And by diet, I don't mean the 4-letter word diet. I mean your nutrition, your daily nutrition. What your daily nutrition looks like is your quote-unquote diet. So there's no cookie cutter thing that's best for from person to person. You just want to have balance and eat healthy as possible. Get adequate exercise. This is a no-brainer. Again, like I always explain, I'm not that's my thing as a trainer. But I don't push heavy, crazy exercise. You just need to make sure you're getting an adequate level of activity. If you're sitting all day long, we know the ramifications of sitting all day long at a desk, okay? You need to be getting up and moving around as much as possible, as frequently as possible. Every 20 minutes, set a timer on your phone, get up and move around. If you can add in some intentional exercise and weight training, that's great. Especially if you're overweight or have risk factors or you already have conditions, you need to up your activity level for sure. Preventing diabetes and obesity and high blood pressure. You guys realize that these are all preventable things, right? We're not talking about diabetes 1. We're not talking about type 1 diabetes. That's a whole different thing. We're talking about diabetes that we cause through lifestyle and nutrition. We're talking about obesity and we're talking about high blood pressure. These are all things that can be reduced, reversed, prevented strictly with lifestyle and diet. Reducing and preventing all of these things will also obviously reduce your risk of kidney disease, like we said earlier. Quit smoking. We talked about smoking. You got to quit smoking if you smoke. Don't overdo it with over-the-counter and prescription meds, including antibiotics. Antibiotics, certain ones are removed from the body through the kidneys, if you did not know that. They cause extra strain on the kidneys. In particular, penicillin, cephalosporins, and sulfonamides in particular can harm the kidneys. All right, so that's some things that you want to do, avoid, increase, whatever, to support the health of the urinary system. Essential oils and supplements to support kidney and urinary tract health. All right, so we're talking about the oils and supplements that you can use that support normal function of your kidneys and your entire urinary tract, okay? To keep everything moving along, to keep detoxification at an optimal level, to keep uric acid out of the body. That's what the kidneys do. That's one of the things they do. Citrus oils can be added to your water or taken in veggie capsules. They support the kidneys in detoxification and removing uric acid from the body. This is something that citrus essential oils do. Read up on uric acid and its effects on the body especially if you deal with urinary problems or frequent stones and things like that. Citrus oils are very beneficial for supporting the health of the urinary tract. Juniper oil also assists the kidneys in detoxification and supports increased urine output. Historically, juniper was used to treat kidney and bladder conditions and as a remedy for UTIs. That's historical. That's what, your ancestors used to use for urinary problems. You can apply juniper topically over the lower abdomen and or over the kidneys. Your kidneys are to the back wall of the abdominal cavity, right? On each side of your spine, you have the left and right kidney. And, if someone punches you in that mid-back area, you're going to feel that in your kidneys. That's where your kidneys are located, so you can apply the juniper directly over the kidneys as well. You can also use it along with a warm compress. So you can apply the juniper over the lower abdomen or over the kidneys and use along with a warm compress. All right, the K&B supplement. This is a supplement by Young Living. It stands for kidney and bladder. Genius, right? K&B. I'm going to read you some information on K&B. It's formulated to nutritionally support normal kidney and bladder health. Juniper is included in K&B. Juniper enhances the body's efforts to maintain proper fluid balance. Parsley supports kidney and bladder function and aids overall urinary health. Uva ursi, this is an herb. Uva ursi supports both urinary and digestive system health. The pure therapeutic grade essential oils added to the ingredients fortify the effectiveness of its overall use for kidney and bladder support. What does that mean? Well, when we talked about the core supplements and we talked about why Young Living includes essential oils in its supplements is because essential oils help with assimilation of nutrients. They help increase the bioavailability of the nutrients in your supplements. So your body is going to more readily absorb them instead of just peeing them out. Included in K&B, juniper berries, the actual berries, kidney stimulant and encourages cleansing and increased filtration. Parsley herb has been used to purify the urinary tract. Uva ursi that I mentioned earlier is a mild diuretic and astringent, which means toning and tightening, and a urinary tract infection remedy. This is uva ursi. Dandelion root is traditionally used to treat edema and digestive, gallbladder, and liver disorders. Chamomile extract, in addition to giving a flavor, imparts antioxidant and anti-inflammatory action. Royal jelly is included, very rich in amino acids, minerals, and vitamins B5 and B6. It promotes the production of collagen and stimulates the adrenal glands for increased energy. And I don't know if you guys remember this, but your adrenal glands, if you remember this from anatomy class in high school even, your adrenal glands sit on top of your kidneys. Okay? So stimulates the adrenal glands for increased energy. The essential oils included in K&B are geranium, fennel, clove, Roman chamomile, sage, and juniper. And it's in a dropper. It's the K&B supplements in a little dropper. You take 1 to 3 droppers 3 times a day in distilled water as needed. 3 times a day or as needed. So that's the K&B supplement. So I'm going to give you guys, that's what Young Living provides that are the most commonly used things for urinary health. Your citrus oils, juniper oil, and the K&B supplement. There are other oils too. I'm not saying that's the only things that you can use. These are the most commonly thought of, like right off the top of your head, what comes to mind with urinary support with Young Living. But in addition, we talked about sodas and we talked about getting off of sodas. I know several people personally that have used the Zing, the Ningxia Zing drinks to get off of a soda addiction. Excellent replacement for sodas. I say never, maybe in my early 20s drank sodas, Dr. Pepper actually, if you can believe that. Once I got off of them, I never went back. But if you're wanting to get off of sodas, Zing is a great replacement. I actually drink Zings occasionally, usually in the afternoons, kind of as a pick-me-up. So it's made with sparkling water, which gives it that bubbly, kind of invigorating feel. It's made with the Ningxia Wolfberry puree, the same as Ningxia Red, and it has pear and blackberry juice. It also contains lime essential oil and black pepper essential oil, which are very, very beneficial for energy support. It has 35 milligrams of naturally occurring caffeine, and it's 35 calories also. So Zing, Ningxia Zing is a great replacement for sodas and to help you get off of a soda addiction, or just like as a refreshing beverage in the morning or in the late afternoon or whatever. I don't drink coffee, but I do love Ningxia Zing. So that's it on the urinary system. Again, like I say at the end of all of these, if you're not a Young Living member and you're wanting to support the urinary system, you can contact the person that added you to this group and let them help you get started. There is a Young Living starter kit with the diffuser and 11 oils, or you can do the basic membership and add on any oils, supplements, or products that you wish. If you're already a member, you just log into your account and you place an order, quick order, or put it on your Essential Rewards order. Either or, you have options with Young Living. So if you want more information, contact the person that added you, myself, or another administrator. And I hope you guys found this information beneficial. Have a great evening.